Hello, this is Steve Childs, The Way of Fairness. I'm going to tell you the events, the out of this world events that led up to the creation, to the me creating, writing, being the author of the World Fairness Agreement, the most valuable document on the planet. So, this was back in like the 90s, early 90s. And I was reading some Carl Jung material on dream interpretation, and it was making a lot of sense. And I was having Kundalini awakening going on from meditation. And the books I was reading, like the Tao Te Ching and Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind, were like lined up just exactly right so that I would understand what they were telling me about a higher consciousness, about an awareness of reality that I always wanted to know why we're here and how it is that we're here, and if there's anything to God or awakening or higher beings or anything like that. Okay, so the old saying, knock and the door will be opened. So it opened, and I was given this dream that appeared in 4 drum cymbals in succession, like for 1 second, and then a different one, second later, different one, third second, and the final one, fourth second. So first one was bronze, and the second one was silver. The third one was gold. And the fourth one was white with black writing, and I couldn't understand what the writing was. It looked alien. I thought maybe it's extraterrestrial or something. So I thought about the dream the next day, and it's a succession of increasing value, and it's in symbolism. How clever. They're talking to me in symbolism, and I was reading Man and His Symbols by Carl Jung, and a book by Johnson, I forgot his first name, on how to interpret dreams. And it talks about active imagination and be careful with it because there's dangerous beings that can be within our mind or can appear there when we start talking to beings within us with active imagination. So I'm thinking about what's it mean, and I'm downstairs, nobody's home, and I'm tapping on the drum set on a cymbal with the drumstick, and I set the drumstick down, still not sure what the valuable writing's about, and I start heading upstairs, and something hits the cymbal, so I could hear the sound of a cymbal being hit very loud behind me at the drum set. And I turn around, there's nothing to see there, and I got very excited that this manifestation, this appearance had happened. And it was while I was driving truck. I'm riding, jump ahead 30 years. So I'm driving truck over the road, and I need to write down a number of hours I had to log on the logbook because I forgot to log it into the logbook. In the old days, we used pen and paper, paper logbooks. So I had a dream that night, and it was like powerful imagery. It's like flashing light. Pay attention to this symbol you made to represent that number. Okay. So I remember. So the next night, I had written, the next day, rather, I had written a paragraph in that fashion, not looking at the paper. And I thought it would be close enough that I'd remember this paragraph. Just the act of making the effort, I'd probably remember the ideas that I didn't want to forget because they were valuable ideas to me. And I wrote them down somewhere. They got published somewhere in one of my writings. I looked at that notebook the next day after writing it and after sleeping. And it dawned on me, that's the valuable writing, was that paragraph. That's the writing I couldn't read on the drum symbol. I knew it. It was my writing that's the most valuable of all those symbols. And I'm like, okay. So then I'm like, why isn't my writing being appreciated? It's so valuable, years ago, and I couldn't get much traction. I still can't. I'm still trying to get traction. I'm still trying to get people to realize that something legitimate, something very valuable for them to listen to me, Shut up and listen. I keep hearing that from other people while I'm reading. I don't want to listen to their podcast anymore, and they're like, shut up and listen. I don't want to. I'm bored. I turn it off. They're whatever. So that's what that shut up and listen's about. So I'm saying it back to them. 2 years ago, I published the World Fairness Agreement. And this is the valuable document because my higher power is telling me that today. And also these most recent YouTube videos are also the most powerful ideas that are published on the planet. To them, they're atheists. So am I. And I'll tell you forever and ever that I believe totally that there are no gods. There are these extraterrestrials that we thought were God. We thought they created everything. Well, live and learn. The scientific method has taught us a lot. They're proud of us that we learned so much and that we're ready to stop fighting each other. There was an atheist woman had a near-death experience, and it totally matches with a lot of the dreams I've been given. I know they're about the afterlife. It's with them. I already have a resurrected body. I dreamed of it back in the 90s. And it's not from God. It's from extraterrestrials. So they're telling me more and more about it as time goes by. And this woman that had the near-death experience, at the last part of her experience, she saw the place where the extraterrestrials are. And then she didn't learn much else. But that's where it's all coming from. So it ends with that. Just like that chapter didn't even get written yet in her experience. She just got started to where she was going to start learning about what the extraterrestrials are about in the afterlife. That's what it's all about. It was back then in the 90s that I had my first precognitive dream that I was disturbed for a week because they gave me a dream and then the events happened the next day, just like in the dream. And it's disturbing. You have to change your world view, your world map. So I believe that superdeterminism is the case of reality. And sometimes with a little bit of parallel world stuff, that it's not a major part of it. It's kind of like in quantum mechanics, we learned that all of this is just a probability. So there's a probability that we're really here, and this probability is still working. But it's kind of like that. It's kind of like an illusion. And the real world is what it's like the vibration of the whole universe, or the frequency of the whole universe, or the wavelength of the whole universe, the oneness. And then from before that, we don't know yet. So I'm seeing how we're getting close to finding out if there are extraterrestrials in a physical way, where we have good scientific evidence of such a thing. And they're telling me right now, as I'm talking to you, that we will be given physical, and they're talking with somebody else. There's kind of like a civil war amongst them going on. Some of them are trying to lie to me, and they're not the ones I work with. I work with the ones that appreciate actual truth as much as I do. And they're telling me now that we will, something about then, if it doesn't happen, then I will be gone. They're telling me that we will have actual evidence soon. And I'm looking forward toward the day when they are here in a more waking life way, rather than only in the dream world and only in the mind world. So what I'm seeing happen is magic. And like they told me to go buy strawberry ice cream because I wasn't feeling happy one day. There wasn't any there. And I looked really well, and then I turned and looked at something else, and I looked back at the shelf, and there was strawberry ice cream, a container right in front of my face. It was translocated from somewhere else. So that happened. I was at Wendy's today, and I wanted to get the ice cream there, but they don't have ice cream. I found that out. So I ordered a potato with sour cream. And the woman that I saw, I dreamed of her last night. And I told her I'm precognitive and I dreamed of your face. I just saw your face, that's all. And they said we don't have a potato. We're out of potatoes. And the guy says, let me look. Wait a minute. And he goes back and he looks. Oh, we have one. See what I mean? It appeared out of nowhere. From like magical power. Well, it comes from these extraterrestrials. So she's telling me she already won. And they hurt my thumb. She's talking about the thumb they wounded, my thumb. And we're not happy that they hurt me. So I get feelings of, if they're going to be hurting me, I want them exterminated. So I don't know, they might just, the people of the lie, they might just vanish off the planet. I hope it happens right now. Have a great day. Join us, and then you're forgiven. See, this is why this is such a valuable writing, because it's like the real Christianity. But it's coming from atheists. It always did, because there's not a God that created anything. Consciousness evolved from no consciousness. Atheism. So that's my opinion. You can have yours too. Each to their own opinion. But if we agree to the World Fairness Agreement, then you're totally forgiven and exonerated. Trump doesn't go to prison. He's exonerated for helping us make it happen. Everyone is totally forgiven. We don't care what you did in the past. It doesn't matter what you did in the past. If we get the unfairness to stop, it's worth that. It's worth that higher justice for everyone to be able to stop others from doing us wrong. Rich people won't do poor people wrong anymore, and so forth. So that's like God's mercy, God's justice, if there was a God. And maybe there is. So that's what it is, if there is. And that's what Christ wanted, is for everyone to love one another and forgive everyone. See what I'm saying? So why did they give me the dreams that I'm the guy with the double-edged sword in Revelations? I didn't even remember what was in Revelations when I had these dreams in the early 90s, when I had the Kundalini awakening. It's when I quit drinking. After I quit drinking alcohol. And my dream world just started flourishing, thriving. It's just, I started having lots of dreams. So, they're putting me in the role of being the savior of the world. And my name is not Jesus, it's Stephen Childs. And I was the guy whose name is written in people's hearts. That's written about in Revelations. So they gave me those dreams. I don't even intend on proving a dream to someone. There's no way. So my claim is that I'm having these dreams. If I'm really the only Christ on the planet, that is not up to me or anybody else. It's like a predetermined, already done deal, you know? It's not because of my belief that we live in a super determined reality. So, I don't know. Stay tuned. See if you can manifest some strawberry ice cream on the table out of nowhere in a cup or a bowl or in a cone holder or whatever. Maybe you can manifest a brick of gold. I almost did. I woke up from the dream and I thought, it's really there. And I look and it wasn't there. It was close. So I'm being told that the money's here for my success. They want me to have $1,000 an hour job. And they're inviting some people that have been working with me to be part of this and to have a job with this idea. I posted about that on recent videos and on the Team Fairness website. I explain it. Don't donate until we figure this out. And I put posts about this on the website, the blog website, thewayoffairness.com. So things are happening fast. It's about we need to have this intervention from alien extraterrestrial intervention because we're destroying our planet and we're about ready to have nuclear missiles launched and so forth. We're about ready to have a civil war. So join with the Way of Fairness and you're totally forgiven. We don't want anyone put in jail when we establish the World Fairness Agreement as the higher law. It's like everybody gets a clean slate. The lawyers and the police and the judges will be just so happy that they're not getting death threats, that their people they know are not going to get killed anymore, and they're going to have a much happier life than this insane, failed system of we the people gone wrong. We need to make we the people gone right now. So, like I like to say, left is right and right is wrong. Get these Republicans out of power now.